Yo, welcome back to another wonderful episode of Whatever by Hector by yours truly, me. You know, um, back we're rolling in season four. Season four almost didn't happen. I'll be honest with you. I didn't know how I was feeling about it, but we here and we doing it. Remember, if you like everything that we have going on, go over to HD Nation on YouTube and like, subscribe, comment. I have tons and tons of content over there. I just released something on Beyond Pixel 5 mistakes rookie photographers make. So go over there and check that out. I'm joined by a lovely lady with a I'll say kind soul. She probably don't want me to say that, but uh she's definitely someone that I will be working with even after retirement, I'm assuming, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and bring her on and we're gonna get this show popping.
Let's get it started, get it started, get it started. Hey.
All right, so first and foremost, go ahead and introduce yourself and tell the lovely people at home what it is that you do.
What up, what up, what up, you guys? It's your girl, me, the superior goddess heaven, and I am a wonderful, beautiful female dominatrix known as the public humiliatrix of the Carolinas, based in the Carolinas. And so I'm just very much known for training, detaining, and no motherfucking explaining. Straight like
Okay.
that. And that's just where we get it at. And I do appreciate you calling me a kind soul because that attests to my character a little bit. But you know, just because I taste like sugar, don't think shit is sweet over here now. And so I lay my mic down for a second to rest. But yes, that is who I am and that is who I be. And I'm blessed and honored to be here. I'm excited. I'm excited.
Well, I'm excited to have you. So, how long have you been in the industry?
So it's been about roughly around 7 to 8 years. Um Coming up on year 8 or 9, I believe. So I remember doing a lot of research in the year of 2018, but I want to say that I really debuted in the year of 2019. So I just kind of go off of the start date of those 2 years. I definitely remember receiving my first ever like deposit tribute booking around January of the 2019 year. So that's kind of what I go around in that area of expertise. So yeah, about
So,
roughly.
what made you decide to get into the world of, well, first of all, adult content creation? I hate using the word content creation, but what got you into this space and what got you into who you are today?
Gotcha. So baby, I was looking for a job. Okay, I was looking for a job, and as a neurodivergent ADHD. Gotta love it. I went down the rabbit hole on the good old Instagram, and I had came across what is called financial domination, aka Findom. And I was just like, what is this? And curiosity definitely didn't kill this cat. But I went on the whole good old research train and looked it up. Came across the beautiful Mistress Marley, that's very known. Joined in on her Black Dom sorority group. Didn't really last there too long. Nevertheless, I don't shade anybody's business. She goes her way, I go mine. And I just kept going from there. But initially, baby, yes, I was looking for a job. And I just kind of went down the rabbit hole and found Findom. And then I was just like, oh my goodness, what is this? And once again, just started doing my research, started reading, started looking up words in King dictionaries. Like I said, joined the classes that she had at the time, and stuff of that nature, and just really got into it for real, for real. And that's like literally the initial start, because it was about 2 years after graduating college, and your girl needed some more money. And so so yeah, going down this rabbit hole and just really learning and knowing the fact of, what it is to be a content creator, to be a sex worker, and all of that. Just getting into the understanding of that. And that's where Superior Goddess Heaven was born. Not even Superior Goddess Heaven at first. I believe in the beginning I was actually like Mistress Heaven or something like that. But so for me, the word mistress just it unfortunately it has a negative connotation attached to it. And so I personally just don't like to be called mistress. And as far as goddess, like the word goddess is in my name. Like, yes, I am a goddess. Do you see me? Nevertheless, I am Superior Goddess Heaven. There are a lot of goddesses. We reign amongst the world, and I am not just any goddess. I am the Superior Goddess Heaven, and so that is where all of this was born. So yeah, that's where that came from.
So you can already tell what kind of show this is going to be,
You
and
already know.
we're going to kick this shit off.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
You know, it's whatever, baby. You know, it's whatever, baby. You know, it's whatever.
All right. So,
Whatever.
crazy enough, the person who made that song is going to be on in a later show this month. So, stay in, tune into that as well. All right. So I feel like we are well acquainted enough for me not to hold any punches. People get on here and they want to tiptoe in their answers and their responses, and it's cute and it is what it is, but it's not giving the real grit. All
Okay.
right. So, what do you think about today's climate in the adult
Oof.
industry? Yeah,
Boy,
man.
and I knew,
Coming
you know
out
what
the
I'm saying?
gate. I'm coming out the gate.
I knew, pow, just hit me with it. And it's not even a problem. We need to figure this shit out. Is there an HR system? Is there, who do I report to? This is this for me, this is a loaded question because there is so much we can say. Hell, just spending the whole episode alone on this topic. So I guess what I can say by starting off to answer this question is I also just want to reference the COVID period because I believe that whatever fucking social world experiment matrix shit that was, you know what I'm saying? It definitely affected the industry as we have known it as today and from the past. So with someone that's not even really been in it within a decade, when I definitely entered into the industry, it was very much more of high standards. It was very much more of higher standards. There were requirements. There were, you know what I'm saying? I's had to be dotted and T's had to be crossed. Like, I'd be damned if any and everybody could just enter into the room. It's kind of like the saying of what they say about Fight Club. You know what I'm saying? We don't talk about Fight Club outside of Fight Club. That's what it was. And as somebody that also mentors and coaches the novice doms wanting to look into Findom or female domination, I definitely now understand what my mutuals meant when they were just like, Superior, I need you to gatekeep. I need you to gatekeep. And then at the end of the day, I was like, but if we gatekeep, how are they ever going to learn? But I get where they were coming from. I do, because
Everyone's not
everyone
meant
isn't.
to.
Yeah, everybody's definitely not meant to. Everybody doesn't have this sense of professionalism, drive, grit. You know what I'm saying? Can separate personal from business. Let me say that one more time. Can separate personal from business. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of cattiness, hierarchy, cliques, drama, just stuff that necessarily isn't actual business, especially for people that are on the internet. you know. Listen, I'm not a perfect saint, baby. I done been in some of that shit too. Let me just go ahead and say it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a saint, but what I am is an intellectual person, and I had to learn from that. I had to understand that my business was hurting because I was putting so much time, energy, and effort on shit that didn't even matter.
Mhm.
I'm building. I think people didn't even know who I was yet, and yet I was wasting the energy and the effort on opinions, just things that did not matter. And opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one, but yours should be the one that you focus on. And I'm not trying to really get off the topic here, but I just feel like that's what a lot of this is nowadays, and unfortunately, like I referenced the COVID period because we sat on our phones. A lot of these women, just speaking on women because I am a woman, but a lot of these beautiful women, they sat and they watched shows like, baddies and zaddies or whatever that shit is called, and it just kind of like gave them a false sense of reality. And so there's this one movie that I will also reference. It's called Ready Player One. And the reason that I really like the movie is because in the game, like the main character once doing what he does. I won't give it away in case you want to go watch it. Um, he references at the end that, you just need to unplug. And I feel like a lot of these people don't understand that, which references back to the personal from the business. And they're bringing a lot of their personal issues into the business. I want to give a big shout out to the beautiful goddess Stacks. She got some racks, baby racks. Check her out. But she had said a wonderful, wonderful thing one time. I was on Madam Brown Sugar's Novice to Novice space, and she said, a lot of women, once again, I'm just talking about women because I am a woman and I can do that, baby. I've been through it. And so she was just saying a lot of women that has entered into the industry, especially as of late, they treat their business like their real life. And that's why it's going either down or up. And that's a heavy pill to swallow when you are not accountable. That's another thing that's very much lacking within this industry, accountability and reflection. You have to be real with yourself before you can be real with anybody else. And so once again, that's just kind of like going back to what I was saying about me. I had to realize that, I'm hurting more than I'm helping, and is my audience the doms or the subs? I had to also realize that I needed different accounts because being that I wanted to do coaching and mentoring versus the doming, it needed its own place. It needed its own space, and that's just a part of understanding and growing within the business. And once again, just referencing back to myself, I'm an intellectual individual. So I picked that up, and I did what needed to be done as far as me. But as far as the industry, it really sucks because this is a beautiful thing. To me, it's fun. Like we're sex workers. We get compensated for doing what we do, but we're making an art of it. We're making this something that is as passionate and beautiful and stuff, and we're turning it into a fucking terrible soap opera. Like what the hell is going on here? And so that is my full 14 cents as of right now answer in regards to what's going on with the industry. It's lacking its substance that it definitely used to have. You know what I'm saying? I don't know that we've seen like, your Pinkies or your Jada Fires, or I don't know that we've seen them
They
doing
won't come
this stuff.
back.
You know what I'm
They
saying?
would.
I don't
That
know
that
that we've
era is
seen them
long
doing
gone.
this, the Lacey Duvall. I don't know that we've seen them doing this stuff. So it's
Yeah.
just like, damn, y'all, we can, and we can get it together. I what I can say though on the back end is it's been nice to see certain individuals, at least within my circle, do what they need to do to separate the personal from the business and continue to elevate as best as they can with where they're at within their business. So that's about the only positive thing I've seen is certain people are picking up, but for the most part, yeah, it's shitty. Something needs to be done. I don't know. Clean up.
You brought up some great points,
Okay.
and so do you think that is why the government as a whole or states as a whole are now
Mm.
cracking down heavier on us is because like you said, we used to have standards, we used to have this, we used to have that, we used to have that. And but now it's almost like none of those things. It's so far in between that they exist, and we used to kind of just do our own thing over there.
Over there.
Like we'd be,
Over
yeah,
yonder.
we'd be over
Yeah.
there, yeah. And
Always down.
now we want to be front and center, and I dare you, and how dare
Mm.
you tell me what I can and can't do, and you know we've and I'm all for anarchy, right? I'm all for fight for what you feel you need to fight for and do what you need to do. However, in doing so, you have to, what you say, cross your T's and dot your I's. You
Mm-hmm.
have to make sure that you're putting your best foot forward
Best.
before you can tell the industry or the institution what they can and cannot do for you, right? And we don't have that. We just have people doing the most wildest shit in public for clicks, views,
Wow.
likes, comments. And the crazy part is you never even see the footage in its whole entirety ever. It's always let me just do the most outrageous thing to so people see me, and the government now sees us, and I am, and I know people are going to hate me for it, but I cannot fault them for it. I can't
Mm.
fault them for the age verifications. I can't
Mm.
fault them for the making sure the 2257s and the model releases and the IDs and all. I cannot fault them because when that gate opened from COVID, people were out here doing the most without any checks and balances, and the system has to correct in one way or shape or form. So what do you think about that? Do you think
Ooh.
we are to blame for all these new legislations coming down and all these states now saying, hey, if you want to shoot content, we need this, and the third? Or do
Well,
you just think they just fucking with us?
I mean, great questions, by the way, Tech. When I say you prepared this shit, you've prepared this shit. You made sure somebody was coming here with their fucking thinking cap on. I'm glad I smoked my ass a blunt so I could just be prepared for this shit. But man, yeah, yes. So when you're doing some self-reflection, just going back to what I'm talking about, you have to realize at some point what part of you played in that problem. And you stated something that was very much spot on. We wanted to be seen. Lights, camera, action. I'm going to be real with you. I myself, doing crazy shit, didn't know what the hell I was doing until, thank God, somebody was real enough to just assist me on the side. And I was like, you know what? Makes a lot of sense. Let me step back and do some more stuff. And it was literally just me being reeled in from the way that social media is now. Because I mean, Tech, when we were coming up, you know what I'm saying? Social media was not this ruthless, this monetized, this, I mean, hell, I remember talking shit about people that was paying for Twitter, and now I'm paying for Twitter. So what am I really saying here? But I
Yeah.
don't mind being real with myself either, because that's the only way I'm really gonna grow.
See, for me, if you're paying for any social media, IG, Facebook, Twitter, whatever, if you're paying to get that check mark to say I am better than, you are just throwing money in the toilet.
That is so correct. That is so correct. I needed to make some communities though, and that was the only way I could do it. So I was like, let me get this check mark.
No, but that's what I'm saying. It served a actual purpose.
And it did. And the crazy thing is it used to be just certain qualifications. For those of us that's been on Twitter for a while, we know that check mark used to be free ski. You just had to qualify by doing certain things on Twitter and the analytics, and then you could apply for the check and get the check. And then next thing you know, Here's a price tag. If you can afford it, buy it. You are now in the elite verified member club. Somebody tried to come to me with that and say that that's how they were verified because they had to check. I said, who says who? Who is
Yeah.
verifying you? You're verifying yourself in your mind. I have no clue who you are, darling. You
Yeah.
know, but what I was basically getting at is social media from our time of coming up has changed. You know what I'm saying? I done had to buy a goddamn check just for some features of the app. So my goodness, you know what I'm saying? But I think so ultimately, in a nutshell, what I'm also trying to say is those that are really truly passionate about this shit is going to sit down and figure it out, and they're going to understand exactly why it was gated, it was closed off. You know what I'm saying? I'm going back there like we going back for real, but you know what I'm saying? They was understanding why it was sacred. You know, why it's not so flashy. You know, even I started to realize and understand that with certain clients, even though I'm known as the public humiliatrix, which means public humiliation. That's one of my top kinks. Book me. But, you know, as the public humiliatrix, all of my clients were not into public humiliation. That was something that I honestly had to understand, like, oh, you don't want to go outside, you would like to just keep this secluded in the private comfort of the hotel that we're in or the Airbnb or wherever we at, you know what I'm saying? And so I'm just like, okay, cool, that makes sense, my money's still coming in. And so I once again, the focus and the goalpost of what this needs to be, because if we are so hell-bent on proving that we have money instead of actually having it, what are we doing?
Ooh, hold up, wait. You gotta reel that one back. You gotta reel that one back. Yeah, and go ahead and say that. Say that one again.
If we are so focused on proving that we have money instead of actually having it, what the fuck are we doing?
Mhm.
You know,
Because
and
how many checks, how many blue checks have you seen? You know, on Twitter talking about, oh, I need money for this, or oh, I'm about to get evicted,
I
or
knew you were going.
oh,
This one I'm
this
trying to turn
happened,
away.
or oh, this happened. And I mean, I'm sorry, but if you have a couple six digits in your following count, and you can't even tell people to send you $1, not even $1. Let's say a quarter. You can't even have people send you a quarter.
You got me wanting to text my sons right now and say thank you so much for just for loving me, because wow, that is something, and that is real, and that is the real reality, because if you're so hell bent on upholding a persona, you know, lately when so for me, unfortunately my Twitter account has been deactivated, well, my main one, so you know what, I'm on my coaching account currently, but I feel like everything is happening for a reason. So with the coaching account currently, what I realized was that it's me. You know, I just need to be me. And so, heck tech, when I tell you, I just get up and I'm currently reading the text 90 Days in Paid by Emberly Rockville. And so I every day get up and I at least read the quote, as far as for whomever needs it, inspiration, motivation, whatever, because that's one of my communities, the Improve and Empower community. By myself, I like to help as far as mindset, financial discipline, and just getting people on track with elevation and motivation. And so I'm reading that text, and the second day I got up, I was in my motherfucking skull cap. I said, let's just do it. I didn't know where my wig was at. Fuck it. Let's just do it. Because at the end of the day, it's me that they should be listening to, relating to, and stuff of that nature. It doesn't matter if I'm having on Louis, Gucci, Fendi, Prada, Swarovski, whomever. You know what I'm saying? I am just superior currently, and hear me clearly. I'm trying to just help you and coach you here. I don't need to, and I shouldn't need to, at least every time, look decked up and dressed out for you to get the message. And I think that's also another thing that's it just sucks so bad, because you guys are so worried about the fucking messenger and you're not looking at the message. You're not hearing the message. You're not retaining the message. And this is why you're so hell-bent on wanting to look like you have money instead of actually having it. I be damn. The bills still real, are they not? They're still coming in, they're stealing your name, and not only that, you put more stress on yourself. I'm confusion. I'm very confused.
There's a saying that
Mm.
even a fool could spit wisdom. And you're right. You're 100%. Oh, I could say, hey, I think this is what y'all need to do for your LLCs, blah, 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 blah. But
Mm-hmm.
because of my phone count, people are going to discard it. Now, you have someone who says 2 million on their followers, says the same exact thing that I said. And oh, yes, preach. Oh my God. Oh, I wish I would have known this knowledge earlier. Da, 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 da. And it's like, but that person actually doesn't have an LLC.
Oh God. Like they don't even have it. They just hurt somebody else.
People, and especially with our community, and we can
Yeah.
only speak about our community because this is where we live in.
This is where we live. Correct.
We have to get out of this mindset of always looking towards the shiny turd.
Mm. Mm, mm, mm. Well,
We always want to be like, oh, this person wearing all those things that you just said, oh, they must got it. Not knowing they got roommates in a 500 square foot apartment. They don't know people are living out of their cars. They don't know people are like having to do some strange for some change. We're not realizing what people are having to do behind closed doors, because when they're face fronting, they are looking like the shiniest of turds.
I love this term, shiny turds. This term is killing me. I definitely want to piggyback on that real quick. You're absolutely right. So for those of you that don't know me, once again, I am your girl, Superior Goddess Heaven, and I started this shit as a homeless woman, which is exactly why I was needing to look for a job. I was in the back of my motherfucking Ford Fusion, and I was like, I'm sick of this shit, and I was looking for a job, and like I said, I just went down a rabbit hole as a neurodivergent, figured out what this Findom thing is, and so. And let me just preface this for you guys. Even then, 6 months I had to work at this. I did not receive my first tribute, deposit, whatever you want to call it. I like to call them retainers because it's mine, baby. Let's use some lawyer terms. But I didn't receive my first retainer tribute until 6 months in. Most of you give up in 2. Hell, 1 for real. And so that's something that I definitely had to understand. You say what? I'm sorry. I missed it.
I say weeks, not even months.
I tried to give him some grace, but you've been here longer, so you would know. You know. Yeah, you definitely know. But 6 months, half a fucking year, I had to put myself out there. I had to promote myself. I don't know nothing about editing. When I came on Instagram, you just posted a picture. That's it. And that was good for me. One picture, like, comment. Now you can post reels. Reels is comments. It's a lot. Auntie is stressed. But I'm saying all of that to say I at that time when I found what it was, that I was like, you know what? I like this. I can do this. I kept at it. Even through my situations, and I let people know what was going on. I understood that at the time I could not act like my shit didn't stink, because baby, it was probably stinking. Okay. And so I was like, well, the oldest method in times is bartering. So I'll do something for you if you can do something for me, and let's cooperate and work together, and then let's build each other up. And that's how I got started, with bartering with someone that just was willing to work with me. You know what I'm saying? I figured out that site, Fat Life, shout out to Fat, and just took off from there, and thank God I found Amberly's book. Shit. I don't know how I'd be without that woman, so shout out to her. I love her so bad. I do. But yeah, just the structure. You need structure. You need foundation. You need discipline. listen to me? Hello? Are you listening? Put your listening ears on. You need discipline. If you really want to do, hell, whatever you want to do, even if you're not doing in the industry and you're just listening for the sake of listening to the
in general.
whatever by Heck Tech, you need
Yeah.
some discipline, baby. You need discipline. You know, one thing that my beautiful matriarch, my grandmother, used to say to me all the time was focus, 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 government name, focus, 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 capital F, focus. And I never understood why she was screaming that at me. And I'm like, yes, ma'am, you know, but of course, no disrespect. Yes, ma'am, focus. Now, coming into 31 years of age, I get it. Absolutely. I have to be disciplined and I have to be focused. And focus means, you know, as the teacher used to tell you, keep your eyes on your own paper. Because as soon as your ass start wandering, you start doing this thing called comparison. And there's a reason that they say comparison is the thief of joy. So yeah, yes, we are to blame because we wanted to be seen so badly. Now, do I also think they're fucking with us? Absolutely. Because they can, you know.
Ooh.
And hey, that's that. We live in America where America are the biggest bullies. They use their sense of power to their advantage. Is that not being American? I don't know. Maybe I'm talking a little bit too much, but you know, that's what happens. But yeah, if we would have, you know, gatekeeped, and I'm saying we too, because I'm in this now, I'm in the fight, you know, but yes, if we would do what we're supposed to be doing and not be so willing to be seen, you know, then who knows, you know, but at this point, they out here getting the fuck for a buck. So, I don't know what to say.
Literally and figuratively. All right. And with that, we're going to take a little break and we're going to be right back.
See you guys.
Are you the smartest dummy or the most dense genius in your friend group? Yeah, us too. That's why you'll fit right in with the Enlightened Idiot podcast, live every Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube. We're talking bold takes on sex, mental health, current events, and all the stuff you forget you care about until somebody says it out loud. So slide through, kick back, and get your dose of real talk and reckless wisdom. Stay enlightened.
So, yes, if y'all don't know, y'all should know by now, I am also a part of another podcast called The Enlightened Idiots that we film live every Saturday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I will let y'all know I'm calmer on my podcast than I am over there. I am running a muck over there. You hear me? So go and tune in. They're also on YouTube as well. I mean, listen, we had some great episodes this season already. Is he the problem? Is she the problem? Are we the problem? What's going to, help these relationships? We got some other ones on the horizon, better side of 40, all those things that we feel are very important to talk about and joke about and, keep it pushing. So go over there and tune into that as well. So let's talk about Femdom and Findom. Now, I
Oh
will let
boy.
you know, I am not the biggest fan, and I'll explain why. When people from COVID times, we'll say that after COVID times, there was categories that people were rushing to: feet, fin, fem, and there might be another one. But those were the three categories everyone were rushing to. Why? Because they heard it was so lucrative and it was so easy to do. So, explain the difference between fem and findom, and how do you feel about the floodgates being pretty much everyone rushing to that genre because of, oh my, all I have to do is tell this fucking pig to send me some money. He's
Oh
going to send me
man.
money,
Yes.
and he better if he wants, any attention from me and da da da. Da. So explain your stance on that.
Man. Oh man. So this is where I'm ready to say fuck a TikTok because thanks for bringing everybody. So financial domination, Findom, is basically a kink of one relinquishing, getting off to the relinquishing of their funds, and the financial dominant is in control of the funds. So you know what I'm saying? You get them together in regards to their budget, their bills, and all of that, and then you work out the budgeted portion that is for yourself as the financial dominant of the funds of your financial submissive. That is what it is ultimately. There are multiple ways to get into Findom where we have, ATMs, retweet games. Oh man, Findom bingo. It's so much, and I can't say too much because that'll be getting into my strategy. But and so that's that in regards in a nutshell to financial domination. Femdom, female domination, is exactly what it sounds like. It is the woman, female led, that is the dominant within a dynamic with a submissive, servant, slave, whatever you want to categorize them as, in regards to either a long-term or short-term dynamic, either in a session, play session, whichever it is. Pro doms are what female doms call themselves if they're usually doing sessions that are paid, which is short for professional domination. And so most femdoms are also pro doms that do require a sort of fee of payment for the duration of the session, the duration of the dynamic. It really just depends on the contract that they have with the individual or their requirements slash protocol based off of their business. So that is female domination, pro dom, and findom broken down in the best of my high ass ability currently right now. So I hope I did y'all some justice, and queens, please charge it to my head and not my heart. I'm high.
I think you did a very great job.
Thank you. I'm just making sure the queens feel justified as well. So, how do I feel? I'm over it. I'm over it. Because it's come to a point in our umbrella of the adult industry under the BDSM portion, that these novice doms, they want to tell the veterans that the veterans don't know what they're doing, and bitch, I be damn. You know what I'm saying? And so I want to give a big shout out also to my boy Footacular, because when I tell you he really worked with me and just made sure that I didn't go rah, 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 on certain people, because he just always would sense my frustration in certain tweets. So shout out to my guys Footacular. He was letting me know, imitation is the greatest form of flattery. And Tech, I get that. I do. And I'm a dope ass, badass, great ass dominatrix, baby. Yes. Nevertheless, to me, it comes a point where it don't seem like imitation and it seems more like copying. And that is what I feel like is going on nowadays. Some of these new novice doms are not realizing why certain women, certain doms, certain findoms are receiving these wonderful gifts and donations that they're receiving. Excuse me, you know what I'm saying? We have all, thank you. We have all had to build up our businesses. We have all had to build up our names, our brand, who we are. I'm still in the process, personally. I am not where I would like to be, but I am very much further from where I started. And it's a beautiful journey. A lot of people want the reward without going through the process. And as far as financial dominance, because I'm here and I'm well versed in that, I feel like I can speak on that. And that's what's very that sucks. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, it's been a lot of novice women from the COVID area coming from the other social platforms. And I mean, not for nothing, veterans. Some of us, bitch. And I'm only calling you bitches because I love you. We're to blame. Because once again, that goes back to wanting to be seen. You know what I'm saying? Certain things.
I'm making 100,000 and I don't even have to leave my
Certain things don't need to be said on certain platforms. You know what I'm saying? Like, I trust and foremost, I went to school for business administration, management, and marketing. Okay. So I understand the marketing aspect, 10 toes down, whatever the saying is. But time and place, time and place. You went, and as soon as we put that out there, when people were, hell, not receiving money, not receiving food stamps, not receiving Medicaid, not receiving whatever, and they fell into a panic of desperation. Oh yeah, well, who is this damn lady that's receiving thousands and hundreds and thousands of dollars that don't have to leave the house? Don't have to leave the house. Where's this? Hey, I'm telling you now, I was job searching and I saw some shit and I said, what is this? But besides just jumping on and saying, fuck you, pay me, I definitely looked into it. And you know what I'm saying? I realized it was not that easy. On top of that, I kept going for my 6 months. A lot of people just get in, think they gonna put up a motherfucking middle finger or L sign. No. No, ma'am, no girl. You don't even understand what that is. You don't even know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? And what I also had to realize coming up for myself personally was, if you're really about it, you're going to really secure a bag instead of chasing all the time, trying to just go get it. I don't think people understand that as a homeless woman, I came in desperate. So I know what that is. I know what that looks like. I know what those patterns, I know all of that, which is why I wanted to coach and assist so bad, because let's get you out of that perspective. You got to move from the desperation to the deserving. You deserve this. You desire this. Nevertheless, you also got to work on yourself to get it. Because anybody that is really worth the investment is worth the investment. That's why they say people that don't have anything to lose will help you lose it all, because they don't got shit. You know what I'm saying?
Word, you got more than me? Let's come over here.
They don't got shit, right? So it's up to you and your discernment and your desires and your discipline. We hitting you with the D today, baby. And it's not just the dick. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it is. And so I once again, I just get that. And that's what's been going on. It's been a lot of desperate energy. And that's going back to what my girl Goddess Stack said in Madam Brown Sugar Novice space. A lot of women, and I'll go back to saying women again, because this is primarily women within the Findom aspects. They're coming over here with their regular standards and wondering why shit is not working. When I realized that I was getting strangers to do for me, I was like, bitch, what are we doing in our real life then? Wake up.
But that's my thing too, right? Because you have, and whatever by hectic, I have questions to ask you, but depending on how the conversation goes, is depending on how the conversation goes, right?
That's fine.
My biggest gripe and my biggest problem is you come into these spaces, these platforms, these whatever, and you have the highest of standards. But you in real life,
you know what?
You in real life, I know what I know. You taking care of a whole grown man. You taking care of a whole grown man while telling other men what they need to do for you. To me, logically, that makes no fucking sense to me at all. At all. So it's like, how if that's not a clear term of delusion, I don't know what else is. I gotta pay all this money to be in the same airspace as you versus you fucking a broke dick right now. Tell me if I'm wrong. I can't even fuck broke no more. I'm telling you, I had a chick come over with her book bag, and I was like, "Yeah, it ain't happening. I'm good. I'm so good off of this."
Tech.
Tell me if I'm wrong.
You're not wrong. You're You're not wrong. And it sucks, man. This is why I kept turning in circles, because Lord, you know, the tables, man. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. There are some women that are out here doing that exact thing in that exact scenario. And it's just like, wake up. This is why I keep mentioning that self-reflection and accountability, because ain't no way this man gotta pay you this and this man don't gotta do shit but get to lay beside you every night. You know, that was a part of the self-reflection that I had to have for myself. Speaking on myself real quick, then we definitely jumping back into that. I was realizing that I was requiring these people to do these things. And then I just kind of said, well, damn, you know, I'm up here, you know, I'm reaching out to everybody in real life, and I'm telling them they got to reach out to me every morning. Every morning, my subs must text me good morning and check in with me when they wake up. That is a fact. That is a priority. That is a part of their protocol. But I'm every morning texting all of the people, except for a select few, and you know who you are if you're watching this. Love you. But, you know, I'm texting them every morning. Hey, good morning. Or, hey, what's up? Hey, how's your plans going? How's your goals? And they not checking in with me. I said, whoa, government name. We need to take a step back. Because these people are doing exactly what you're telling them to do. Nevertheless, they are strangers. And these are supposed to be friends.
Family.
That needs to be evaluated. So, and that was it was a hard fucking pill to swallow. Nevertheless, it had to be done. Because if I don't stand for something, I will fall for anything. And that's just the saying, ultimately. If you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything. And what I wasn't going to do was keep allowing my wonderful self to keep getting used, abused, or, you know, neglected, or just not really considered and cared for by the wrong people. When there were people out here that was willing to let me walk on their back in a literal sense, you know. And so I'm not. I realize that if I'm not celebrated, I'm damn sure not going where I'm just tolerated. I'm too bright of a light, and I'm going to shine, and I'm going to do me, and you know, I'm going to be around other bright lights that's going to do, you know, the exact same thing. But let's jump back into what you just said, because baby, I had to cut off some homegirls because of shit like that. I did. Because bitch, hello, wake up, punch. Like, you know, I didn't know what to do. I'm like, bitch, I'm this whole dominatrix that got men sending me money because I just exist. Do you see me? I'm a fucking goddess. Yes. And you're over here having this man's third child. Like, what is happening? You know,
listen, he's dropping the Ultima off with no gas, and you know,
and taking her car, going out. She's calling me, and I was like, am I a good friend, or do I not like myself? I'm meaning, like, and my thing is, you know, I was a freaking aunt to her kids. I love my nephews to death, love them down and everything. But when I tell you, I was like, this feels like self-sabotage if I stay, because she's not seeing for herself what was going on, man. And then she too wanted to do the thing. And I mean, she was good when she was good. And then things, I guess, for her didn't go so good. But it's just, I was just like over it, because I was like, there's no way you're expecting this when you're doing that, you know. And energy is real. Energy is 100%. Real. The things that you say, the things that you put out there, the things that you think, the things that you feel is real. So you got to do the work, man. You got to do the shadow work. You got to reflect. That is real, because
there's a thing called, like, projection, and also command presence and energy, and that's why when you hear a lot of these Findom, feet models, whatever have you,
Oh
and they be
man,
like, these people don't want to pay me. I was like, yeah, because they see through you.
the feet.
They see through you. Because people that like feet, oh, will I comment on some pretty toes? Yeah. Hey, baby girl, you got some pretty toes. Da da da. But feet people will rather have feet than food. They know what they like and they know what they want. And you can't play in between with them because they gonna see you. So the same thing with people coming up and demanding more out of another person that they can provide for them damn self.
Talk. Let me tell you. So in the beginning, I'm gonna use myself as an example. In the beginning of this, with the person that gave me that first tribute retainer, I lost them because of exactly what you just said. At the time, I was calling myself pretending to do what I was doing. And then next thing you know, I'm like, dang, what's going on? And he was just like, if you would have just gave me some time to realize that I can respond to you, then you probably would have got more money. But because you're being so demanding and so desperate in this moment, I think I'm going to call it quits. And that was a learning moment. That was literally a learning moment.
And
So
can smell desperate pussy.
I said, fuck, that was my fault, because he was just like, I'm at work and I work on a boat. If you would have just gave me some time to respond to you instead of acting like a needy little bitch. And he didn't say bitch, but I
Yeah.
was being a needy little bitch at the time.
Mhm.
And so he was just like, you were being really needy. Like, that's not what a dominant woman does. In that instant of a moment, he taught me a lot of shit that I needed to understand and know about what that lifestyle was. It wasn't just pictures and photos and leather and whips and chains and cuffs and,
It's a lot.
butt plugs and
It's
chastity. It's
psychological.
a fucking mind. Yes, it is a fucking mind thing. It is psychological. It is knowing. It is carrying that confidence and that courage. And personally, this is why I do it so well, because one thing I am is a pioneer. I'm going to initiate some shit if I want it. I'm not waiting for y'all. I would love you guys to come with me because I love going in as a team. But baby, I'm going to get what the fuck is mine at the end of the day. And that's just point blank, period. And if you don't want to go, see ya. And so once again, I'm just using myself as an example. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. They know what they know. They're true fans of this. They're true fandom of this. I don't know what you want to call it, but you know what I'm saying? True subscribers of this. That's their nature. That's their fetish. That's their thing. So if you're trying to play them, oh baby. You know what I'm saying? You could potentially get yourself blacklisted depending on who's talking to who's saying what, oh, she ain't nobody good. I done fucking paid her tribute and she didn't even know what she was talking about, And this goes back to what I was saying earlier. When I realized that if you do this for real, which is what got my ass outside for real, I left Findom and went straight into more Femdom and pro-dom shit. Is I was like, you in my humble opinion, you command more respect when you have it because you know the skill. Why would I not pay you? You know what you're doing. You're verified. You know what I'm saying? You are who you are. And so for me, I realized that all I needed to do was just master the craft. I have the aura, the beauty, the confidence, the intellect to continue learning, to be able to change my opinion as I'm learning more facts. So I have all of that. Now I just need to put that into a system. Shout out to 90 Days of Bed again. Put that into a system and a foundation, and then now figure out these things. What's the definition of this? What's the definition of that? What is the definition of a SPH, of a JOI, of a humanly, you know what I'm saying? Let's get this in the know. What is my soft limits? What are my hard limits? You know, when I realized that that's what I needed to do and know to be able to carry these conversations, to be able to have what I needed to have, oh baby, I was eating out of their pockets, still am, you know, eating out of their pockets and stuff. But when I was just winging it
with someone, like, okay, say you throw out your rate, right?
Okay.
And that's another whatever. You throw out your rate, and someone's like, you know what, I respect your rate. Your rate is whatever it is, and then they move from the table, and you be like, wait. But how much do you want to pay? And they say a number, and you say, yeah. You now just told them that's what your worth is, which is not necessarily a bad thing, because we know there's a lot of people overinflating whatever, right? So it could be either you could use it as a tool and say, okay, maybe this is where I need to start my rate at and then move up from here, or keep throwing lines to the fishes and seeing who bites, right? Which is counterproductive to me, right? Whatever. But if your rate drops by 50% from where you started from, you already told him you don't know shit about business.
Tech, you are so right.
And this is a business.
When I tell you are so right, I in the first 2 years, I definitely learned that the hard way. Once again, came in desperate mindset, was not realizing that I was the one diminishing my own worth, because I was allowing the clients at the time, the subs at the time, to tell me what I was worth. I was allowing them to say, oh, well, I'll give you this. And I was like, okay, cool, yeah. Instead of being set in stone on my standard, my worth, my rate, what it is. Oh, well, come back when you have my money type of deal, instead of, yeah, sure, come on. Now, once again, with going from, I guess, the bartering method to actually making money, it made me feel like, oh, I'm successful, until I had to realize and actually sit myself down and measure what success is to me, and then what success is to the public. You know what I'm saying?
And we often, and I think that's why a lot of rates are super inflated, because it's like, if I say I suck dick for $40, people gonna look at me like, damn. But if I say I suck dick for $500, then that means I'm at least getting $500 per pop. And it's like, yeah, or you could just say that you suck a dick. You know what I mean? Like, it's almost like, I'm gonna say I'm worth this because this is what I feel I'm worth. Because now, if I put this dollar figure on myself, then whatever I'm doing, no one could say, well, she's not doing or he's not doing, because, oh, well, at least he's making the bag from it, because that's what everyone's mindset is now. Well, at least you're making the bag from it. It's like, but are you? Because if your rate's $1,000, but you get bookings every 6 months, that's $166 in that 6-month period. Now, if your rate was $300 to $500 in that same 6-month period, you are clocking it. You made way more money.
You're gonna rack up. And once again, Tech, this is going back to that saying that I said earlier. You know, having money versus looking like you're having money versus actually having it. That's something that I too learned, because fuck them people. Fuck them people, fuck their opinions. They not paying your bills. One thing that I heard from one of my homegirls, she said, if it's not feeding, financing, or fucking me, fuck it. And that's just what
Sometimes
it's
the fucking I don't even need.
If it's not feeding, financing, or fucking me, then fuck it. You know what I'm saying? And that is what's going on. A lot of these people are catering their advertising and their marketing to other creators instead of their clients. They're not taking their analytics and their data from their clients. They're not listening to their clients. They're worrying about what the next creator is going to say about them, as if this creator is putting the money in your fucking pocket. You know, I definitely had to understand that for sure, because I guess I was just wanting to look like the big dogs. But do you want to, or do you actually become one? You know what I'm saying? Going back to like,
I wanna look at my bank account and be like, "Ooh, this
right,
is a good day."
Going back to one of the questions that you asked in Spaces one day. You know what I'm saying? Are you I think you said something about a king and queen maker.
Oh, are you? Do you want to be the king or queen, or do you want to be the king or queen maker? Because, and I'm not even going to say which one you should pick, but that's the question. And depending on which one you want to be, tells me what lane you are.
See, at least you know I was listening. But yes,
Facts.
absolutely. And so I think that's the best way to end that portion of that of that
All right,
question.
so
Let them ponder on.
you know, I'm not gonna hold you. Normally, I like to keep my shows for an hour, right? But
Okay, we having a good time.
we're vibing.
We are vibing.
Um, what makes someone instantly unattractive to you or Dom, or if they would approach you as a sub, what's something that you'd be like, you know what, I'm good off of y'all?
Ego. Ego is something very, very unattractive. Because I myself do not move in a selfish manner. You know, you introduced me as a kind soul. So that should tell a lot of people about who I am ultimately already, just as a characteristic of a person. So if you have to approach me with your ego and your entitlement, you can step to the left, baby. I don't give a fuck. What I am ultimately looking for is, just like you said earlier, we're vibing. We are in, you know, a cahoots within our frequency and alignment. If I am not going to vibe with you, then I don't think I'll be able to thrive with you. Now, you know, can you book a session? Depending. You know, I have my protocol as far as how that's going now, because my in real life bookings are starting to open back up and I'm excited. But as far as just something that is very unattractive for me, is just that ego. When you try too hard, it shows. You know what I'm saying?
Listen,
If you can't just naturally, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you can't just
yeah.
naturally be yourself, if you don't have the aura, leave it alone, please.
And I'm not gonna hold you, because we do frequent the same spaces sometimes, and that's why sometimes y'all will send me a mic and I'll be like, nah, I'm good. I'm so good. I'm good. Because there's certain people, you know how you listen to people and you be like, you are so full of shit.
I understand.
You're so full of, like, and it's one of those things, like you said, knowing thyself and what they're trying to put out there. So it's like, I'd be screaming, shut the fuck up on mute. Shut up. Shut, because there's a lot of people too in this realm that don't have the longevity, don't have the work, don't have the catalog, don't have the portfolio, don't have the accolades, the awards, the nominations, the all these things that are saying this is what people need to do. This is what someone should do. This, come and listen to me talk and I'll lead you down the beaten path of the golden. No, shut the fuck up. Because they forget who they talk to and be like, hey, I'm a cunt hair away from eviction. Do you have a booking for me? Do you know anyone booking? Like, and then they get in spaces and talk this big boy shit, like they Scrooge McDuck just swimming in money, and it's like, shut the fuck up, shut up. I'm sorry,
Shut the fuck up. No, I feel you. I'm just like, ooh, your true colors is showing. Absolutely. No, they do. And this is that performative spirit, boy, is something. It is something. That be me sending you the mic all the time, by the way. That's always me. I'm like, Dick is here. Send the mic. And I'll be like, oops, I understand.
Sometimes I be moving around too. Sometimes I just want to listen
And that's
to
why I
people
said no
lie.
pressure. No pressure.
I like when I hear people lying. I be like, oh, look at you lying.
Telling on yourself, but you're so silly. You're so damn silly. But yeah, no, absolutely. Now I don't know. I don't know. Personally, I realized that, like you said, all of those wonderful big words that I hope you guys are taking in tonight, accolades, catalog, just all of those things that were said as far as just certificates, trophies, you know what I'm saying, reviews, portfolio. Do you have it? And I think it's very funny because folks will also be very, very quick to believe the lies about the people who have these things, who are very well versed in these things, versus to believe the truth. And they need so much proof to believe the truth, but they don't need anything to believe these lies. So it's boy, I tell you, it is something. But yeah, that be the one. And then what's even easier about these people is you will assist them, you will help them. You know what I'm saying? And then next thing you know, you are the number one public enemy.
I can't tell you how many people I fed.
Listen,
literally,
we'll be here for another damn hour, man.
Literally, it's very, and you know what? You know who it happens to? Our community more than I'm not going to even lie to you.
Yeah.
My white counterparts that I came in the industry with, listen, they are cheering. They might not even hit me up all the time, but they be like, yo, hey, we see you. Keep it up. Keep going. You got it. Da da da. The our people.
Yeah, we on whatever. So I'm gonna speak on mine.
It's like Gladiator. It's like
yeah. I'm gonna speak on mine too, because at this point, it's whatever. We on whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Like it's motherfucking Black History Month. It's Black Excellence Month here in February of the wonderful year 2026 in the mix. And you are absolutely right. Me and my people done fell out. But my clear Caucasians, they've been here. Superior, what you need? It's Black History Month. Let's make spaces. Let's do this. It's you. Let's do you. Let's quote retweet you. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? But at the same time, I'm gonna take where I'm, like I said earlier, where I'm celebrated. So I know a lot of people have been wondering, this year, damn, Superior acting funny. No, I'm not. Our people, like you were saying, our people, y'all want to be in competition so bad. Meanwhile, I'm working on trying to get us to the top. But it's like as soon as somebody else start winning more than you, here y'all go with the bullshit. Y'all need to, for some reason, our people have this need to humble people so bad. This is why we not getting nowhere, y'all. Damn. We don't need to humble it. Life has humbled me, bitch. I'm coming to take everything that's fucking mine. None of you motherfuckers will humble me, especially on the internet. So hear that. And that's just where it's at. Like, I don't know you. I don't know you from a can of paint. I know the slither of the persona that you put on the internet. Same here. Vice versa. You don't know me. You know what I'm saying? And so it sucks really bad, especially because we could be a force. We could be a force. Hell, Wakanda forever could be real. It could be real if we would just get our shit together as a people. But yeah, I had to say mine too because absolutely, absolutely, it's been very awkward, very weird. The energy, it needs to figure itself out, you know. And I really hope the best for the industry. You know, maybe this happening with the government, as fucked up as it is, I hope it pushes us to be some type of collective, at least those that actually like want to and that has the drive and the grit and the discipline, you know what I'm saying, to do what's needed to be done. Because just like you were saying, you, a person that has LLCs, probably multiple, knowing you know what I'm saying, can put out the knowledge right now, right now. But people don't want to listen to you simply because your account only has 5,000 followers and somebody else's account has 600,000 followers. What the actual fuck? I have it. I have the catalog, the portfolio, the accolades, the awards, and everything. But y'all don't want to listen to me just because simply it's me as the messenger. How fucking stupid are you? You know, and then you get mad when you see the elevation, the growth, and all of that. I've been literally trying to put y'all
on. That's when they come back. Hey, friend, you be like,
friend. I gotta spin again, goddamn it. I gotta spin again, cause you know what?
and that's another problem with our people. We never want to show up until someone's popping.
Until it's popular to do. You about to make me shut this goddamn laptop because baby, we've been on here preaching tonight. This has been very wonderful for me. But yeah, absolutely. And like right now, I got my homegirl. Let me give my shout out to my homegirl at Ani Got Bars. That is my babe. She is a upcoming superstar. She is a female rapper. She is amazing. She is awesome. Y'all, please go check her out at Ani Got
Actually,
Bars.
send her my way.
I will. I totally will. She is amazing. You will love her. She is just as much of the bee's knees. But you know what I'm saying? Right now, she is pushing her current hit single, Extendo. You know, and one thing that I'm really appreciative about her, we both came from the illustrious North Carolina Central University, Eagle Pride. You know what I'm saying? And one thing that I love about my girl Ani is she just keeps going. It don't matter what life is throwing at my girl. She just keeps going. And I'm like, I am here to support you. And she was telling me, she was like, government name, I just really appreciate your support. You always showing up. You always making sure I'm good. You always sharing my content. You always liking, retweeting. And I said, because I just appreciate when somebody does that for me. And I know what that feels like as a fellow creator, as a fellow content creator, and a fellow just I don't know if you want to say artist, but just somebody that's also going to make it there. Cause ain't no trying. I'm going to make it there. And she is too, you know. And so it's just I understand that. I want to be there from the beginning because I'm in love with the journey. It's a beautiful thing to see you go from the thought to the reality. What? That is manifestation. That is amazing. Look at your drive. Look at your grit. Look at your discipline. How wonderful. And what an honor it is for me to be a part of that. You damn right I'm going to support her. Hell, she got her own strand in one of the smoke shops here in the Carolinas. I ain't trying to give away too much information about me. But, you know, it's really dope. It's really cool. And I'm very proud of her. Once again, her name is at Ani Got Bars, ONIGOTBARS. That's at Ani Got Bars on Instagram. Y'all check her out. Please play Extendo. Let her know your girl Superior got a 7 sent you. And yeah, I get that. You know, and like I told her, I want to be here from the beginning so that when you do make it and you on them yachts and them boats and in them condos and stuff, you don't forget little old me, you know. Well, I'll be
Right.
I'll be big dog too at the time. But you know, I just want you to know somebody got you from literally the beginning. Like we came up as freshmen together.
And that's the difference too, right? You can always tell who's the maker by what they do. You know what I mean? They are going to make sure that, hey, don't do this because that's going to fuck this up. You need to go and do this over here because this is going to drive you to where you need to go to. Hey, I know someone. You want me to introduce you? Boom, boom, boom. Hey, da, 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 da. The person that have you ever had, and I'm sure you have, but it's going to be rhetorical, but answer it, please.
Okay.
Have you ever had someone that had D-plug and never let you know they had D-plug until years later, and they be like, "Oh yeah, I knew such and such." Hold up, you know I've been looking for a DJ this whole goddamn time, and you ain't never say nothing about no DJ.
Let me tell you something. You make me want to come and punch the screen because when I tell you, yeah, yeah. Absolutely. There have been people that has been like, oh my goodness, I'm so and so and so and so. And I'm like, you've watched my story. You've liked it. Like, of either this skill or a person with the skill or whatever is going on in regards to something that could elevate me. But because it's me, you don't want to pass on the resource. But every resource of mine that you needed to utilize,
Shifted. Mm-hmm.
Do you hear me? I'm talking about every freaking one. And I had no problem with doing it because once again, I move in a selfless manner. And so, tech people with hearts like yourself and myself, baby, we just really got to protect it. I definitely understand now what our me moms, big mamas, grandmamas, whatever you want to call them, what they were saying as far as like, protect yourself, them praying for us, over us, and just all of that. I get all of that now as I'm getting older in age because there is just wicked, wicked, wicked evil energy out here. Wicked, wicked, wicked evil energy. But yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. As a matter of fact, prime example, I was looking for, which is why I know that the universe connected us together because the universe knew that I was looking for somebody that I could connect with as a videographer, photographer, that I could relate to, both within the VNW. I love this for me. I love this for us. You've already manifested. You're going to be working with me even after your retirement. I'm grateful, by the way, because I know what that means. So I'm very grateful because you don't fuck with just anybody. And so I'm grateful because there were like 3 that were in the area. 1 I went to school with. So it blew me to fucking smithereens when I was, coming up and coming up and coming up. And then I was just like, oh, I would like a photographer to do work and whatever. And then now that I'm like, I went viral on TikTok for something a couple of years ago. And they're like, oh, bruh, if you ever need somebody, hit me up. Matter of fact, I do it too. What? I told you that I was looking for somebody a long time. I was trying to put money in your pocket too. I wasn't just trying to ask you for your skill or your services. I was trying to pay you for your service. I was asking you you know what I'm saying, Tech? I said, what's your prices? Give me some time to get that money together. I'm not trying to swindle, bargain, whatever, because you are worth your craft. But it just blew me to smithereens when they waited until everybody else thought I was cool and popular and awesome. And people are showing people the video. Oh, I went to school with her. And tell them how you didn't talk to me, bitch. Like what? Don't act like we friends now. So yeah, man, when I tell you, it's been very funny, especially when you get your accolades. And I know you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you get your accolades and everybody's singing your praises or strangers are singing your praises. Here they come out of nowhere wanting to share your congratulations.
Listen, I'm not gonna hold you. Fucking new into the industry. And I would have guys waiting for me at the end of the red carpet, like, hey, are you hectic? And I'm like, yeah. They were like, oh my God, I've always wanted to meet you. And they would tell me either videos that they see me shoot or photos that they saw me take. And I'm like, you saw that? And they'd be like, yeah, you've an inspiration. Da, da, da. And it's humbling, right? Because it's like you never know or you never realize who's truly paying attention to you, right? But then you look on the flip side of that, like you said, people that you supposed to be rocking with.
Rocking. Heavy.
Yeah, heavy. They couldn't tell you your photos from the next person's photos or this from the next this, or couldn't even. They can't tell you shit.
Mm-mm.
And I know us as people like to tell our peoples about what we got going on. So you just move from me, please.
Move expedition. What T.I. say? Expeditiously.
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 Yeah.
Step. You know what I'm saying? Step, nigga, step. Look, what T.I. do? Give me my damn chain.
Yeah, it's sad because it's like
it sucks. It sucks. It sucks. But back to what you were saying earlier, it is humbling and also very just inner rewarding because it's like, thank you. I know somebody see me. You can't not see this greatness, this wonderfulness, this awesomeness, this passion that I'm producing, you know, but it does suck. It sucked really bad because it's like, damn, I would have liked for my friends to also be proud of me, you know. And that's just when you have to dig deep, you know, and just know that you're proud of yourself, and those that are that see you will definitely come, because man, oh man, oh man, coming up on this year 8, you know, I just I'm grateful. I'm grateful. I'm proud of my drive. I'm proud of my grit. Because man, at one point in time, it was just very dark, just because I wasn't seeming to receive accolades. It just seemed like a whole lot of downfall, 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 downfall. And so for people to say, "Oh my goodness, I appreciate you. Oh my goodness, you're an inspiration. You're a motivation." That shit does help. It does.
you
And I
want
don't
me to tell
even
you what
think
those
that.
dark spaces are? Most people don't realize we as a people
Mhm.
pray or throw out our energy to whomever we may pray to or whatever. And so we say we want this and that, right? So the powers to be say, okay, if you want this and that, I want to see how much you truly want this
You're
or
right.
that.
You're
And they
right.
will put all these obstacles in our way, not necessary for us to necessarily win through those obstacles, but to see how we handle them and how we're going to move forward.
Mm,
Because I'm going to tell you now, the money I'm making now, I could not be making this money in my 20s.
mm.
I would have blew all this shit. I mean, I buy dumb shit now. I would have bought stupid dumb shit then, because I knew I wasn't set with money in my 20s. Now I'm like, oh, my money got to make me money. Like, you can't see them, but there's reptiles around me because that's my money makers.
Okay.
I literally got approached by someone a week ago saying, hey, we need to start a reptile business together. Boom, 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 boom. And I'm like, bet, let's run it. You see what I'm saying? Opportunities are going to happen to you when they're supposed to happen to you because
Yes.
you're doing everything that you're supposed to be doing.
Whatever the symbol is, I'm doing. I'm trying to do it.
but
All of them.
that's what people don't realize. So when you were going through those dark times is like, okay, you say you want to be this person. Let's see. I'm gonna test it out. And
Absolutely.
then once you do everything that you're supposed to do and come out, how many times have you been like, damn, it is so hard for me to do X. Like nothing you could do is right. Nothing.
Mm.
I don't care about even rolling over in bed. You woke up with a crook in your neck.
Ooh.
Nothing you doing is right.
Mm.
But as soon as you just keep putting that left foot in front of the right and keep moving and keep walking and keep striving and keep doing whatever it is that you do, everything else just becomes super easy.
Like taking candy from a baby. I really have to appreciate you for the reassurance and reminder of that, because when I tell you, it has been very humbling in a sense of from doing the Monday morning wisdom spaces that myself, Coach Superior, and Coach Loves Ex Models do on Monday mornings, 10 a.m. PST, 1 p.m. EST on Twitter. You know, being able to assist folks with certain testimonials of mine, certain stories of mine and stuff because of like exactly what you said. Going through the dark times, the trials, the tribulations, the moments, keep putting my right foot in front of my left, keep taking inch by inch, keep going day by day, keep striving, not allowing myself to give up, keep finding new senses and inspiration and motivation, and having to remember that why. I also think that a lot of people don't have a sense of the reasoning and the why it is that they're doing it. Now, in the beginning, my why was to make money. Baby, I was desperate. I was in the back of the Ford Fusion. I needed to eat, bitch. I needed money to eat. But now my why is because I am exactly, one, who I think I am, and two, because I want the other beautiful Black women that are in the same sense of desperation to know that they are deserving too. And I know that my higher power and my ancestors put me on this path to be the one, to be the shepherd. It is a reason that I love calling myself coach. You know what I'm saying? I know that I am helping. I have the reviews, I have the accolades, the portfolios, you know what I'm saying? Just all of that wonderful stuff. And even within my livelihood, going through certain things, you know, it sucks because of having to go through it, but it feels good to be able to relate to my audience in a sense of, hey, we both had a similar journey. This is what I did. I can't tell you what to do, but this is what I would recommend to do based off of what helped me get past the hurdle. You know, and people are like, oh my gosh, Shapiro, I would have, you know, I really appreciate coming across you because I would have never thought to do that. Oh, baby, trust me. I done hit it, you know, and then I had to hit it, you know, and so I get it. You like, I really get it. And once again, I just appreciate you saying it in that perspective because as we both tapped in earlier and said, it's the mind, you know what I'm saying? It's a mental thing. And you really just have to have your mind in check. I had posted, well, I don't know if I posted it, but it will be coming soon on Coach Superior GH page on Twitter. But I posted this one funny ass audio, but it was real in what it said. And he was just like, a lot of you guys are broke in the mind, and I'm no longer broke in the mind. And that is what's wrong with you. And I'm like, yes.
Yes. Financially, spiritually, mentally.
Look, once again, we can go a whole nother hour, Tech, me and you, because you have great pointers. I have great pointers, and absolutely that. And what I had to realize was, you know, and you even helped me. Like I've been telling you, you know, with just prefacing me to just be ready. Just be steady and be ready. And I appreciate you saying what you said to me earlier in the year last year, because it helped me very much with this year. And it put me on a mindset perspective of just, you know, at the end of the day, self is definitely who you're trusting in first and foremost, because you know, I know what I want. Even if it doesn't work out, I know the reasoning, I know the why, I know the game plan, I know where to be focused, you know, I know how to pivot, how to do what okay, baby, I was little Kim out this bitch, okay, I was getting it, and I'm winning, I'm still winning, and I'm going to win. So thank you so much once again for that, because yes, absolutely, and in the times and in the moments for anybody that is watching this, it sucks. And it's like, what the fuck? And nothing is going right. But please take it from me and understand, you know what I'm saying? Keep going. Keep striving. You know, if you need to cry, let that shit out. But you dry them eyes and you get back to winning. You know what I'm saying? You get back to being the prize. You get back to doing what it is that you have a passion about. You know, and the last thing that I will say is make sure that you know you. Make sure that you know you, because a lot of people will project their fears and how they feel onto you. So make sure that you know who you are. Make sure that you are able to tap into who it is that you want to be. Make sure that you are able to tap into what it is that you feel, what it is that you see, think, hear, and all of that. You know, because at the end of the day, you are living your life for you. You can't live it for your family. You can't live it for your friends. And time is short and it's of the essence, baby. So make sure that you know what you want to do. You know, don't worry about the approval of other people. Because as we said earlier, baby, if it ain't feeding, if it ain't financing, and if it ain't fucking, it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? in regards to your benefit. And you need to also make sure that you are asking yourself the real questions. Am I benefiting from this? Is this thing reciprocating in the same mannerisms that I'm reciprocating? And if not, then do the hard thing. Leave. There's really two big hard things to do in regards to just, growing in the livelihood. Starting, because starting is not an action, it's a feeling. You got to do it. If you feel it, go. And you know what I'm saying? And leaving when it is time to leave. As especially, I'm a Taurus, so I love routine. However, if the routine is not working, I have to break it. I have to break it and I have to do something different. So that's what I wanted to leave off with, is saying, know who you are. Do not allow other people to project their fears, their emotions, and things into your plans and your goals and your livelihood. You know what I'm saying? You got this and you're the best at it. You can win. Keep going
All
at
right,
it.
and with that, we're going to get up out of here. But before we do, go
All right.
ahead and tell the people where they can find you at.
Yes.
All the stuff that you have going on. Just this is your moment. I mean, the whole hour and a half was your moment, but this is your moment.
This is my moment. So what up again, guys? Thank you guys so much for tuning in to Whatever by my guy, Heck Tech. It has been a pleasure being with you guys. I am your girl, Superior Goddess Heaven. So unfortunately, my Twitter was deleted, but you can definitely find me on most social platforms at Superior Goddess Heaven. As a matter of fact, just go on Google and you'll find me. You can find me on Twitter currently at Coach Superior GH. Yes, it is just like how it's spelled. I don't want to spell it. I'm too high. I ain't trying to fuck nothing up. You know what I'm saying? My link is solo.to/Superior G Heaven, and all of my social medias are on there. I am on TikTok, Don't Stop Your Drop. I'm on Instagram. Once again, I have one account currently on Twitter, and it's my coaching account. For anybody that's a novice and looking to join, you got to be serious. Talk to me. Sign up for my 90 Days and Paid Discord server that's written by none other than the beautiful Amberly Rothfield, with my own intermediate twist to it. And yeah, so I'm on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, for anybody that wants to serve me. I get it. You know what I'm saying? I understand. Just be a good boy. Approach via my email that is also on my link, solo.to/Superior G Heaven. And yeah, and approach with manners, definitely via my email. And maybe we can talk, or maybe you cut out of here. But that's where you guys can find me. Once again, go on Google Superior Goddess Heaven, and I'll pop up everywhere. Google me, baby, and we out.
I don't even know this. I'm not gonna hold you. I don't think I've had anyone as energetic as you on the show.
Oh, thank you so very much. I've had
Yeah,
such a
yeah.
wonderful time.
Nah, it's crazy. All right, this is my time now. All right, so another wonderful episode of Whatever by Hectic by yours truly, me. I'm definitely gonna have her back on. I didn't even ask half of the shit that I really wanted to ask her, so we're gonna have her back on so we could dive deeper into the Findom, and
Mm-hmm.
all the other things BNWO at another time. Um, Remember, I am doing monthly classes, virtual classes for videography 101 and videography 102. Also, my mentorship program that I've started as well. If you want to get into there and you want to know what I know, how to get the wonderful lighting and setups and all that stuff that I have going on right now, you know, go to contact at hecticvisuals.com. You can see the little email down there at the bottom left hand corner. Um, I'm already enjoying this season because it's me be able to talk more raw and more candidly since I've announced my departure from a certain industry. So I am feeling very, very free to do whatever I want to do now without
Mm-hmm.
any restraints. But with that, Keep those close that are close to you and be loyal to those that are loyal to you, and don't do anything that you don't want to do. And with that, we are out of here.
We are out of here. Peace out.
Go ahead and say bye.
Peace out, guys. Thank y'all so much for tuning in, and see y'all in another episode. Mwah.